In a world of perfect allotments, one man is haunted by the past. A past overgrown and cruel.
This news just in. The return of an old threat has gotten us the nation over running for cover. The name of this threat, weeds.
Hey, how's it going? I got some bad news. Real bad. They're back.
One man has to take a stand. One man, one fight. One man prepared to risk it all. This fall, join one man's fight to change the face of the allotments, to fight back the invader.
Hey, weeds! Say hello to my little friend! This is gardening! This is a disease, and I'm the cure. Hey guys, welcome back to the plot. 22nd of October now, weather's starting to cool down a bit. It's getting a bit more rainy, a bit more cold, a bit more dark. Wind's blowing a bit today, hopefully you can hear me. Sunflowers here, they're about done now. As you can see, most of them are just looking like seed heads and all the leaves are dying back. So, first job today, get rid of them. Now, as I've shown you in previous videos, obviously these guys are a great source of food for you, me, and for all the wildlife as well. So if you get your sunflower head, obviously when it's started to die back a bit, give it a little brush there, you can see all your seeds growing away. Ta-da! So if you want to leave that out for the birds, if you want to leave them on the plant, they're a bit immature, those ones, because they're still a little bit white. But obviously I want rid of these now because you see, a little bit immature, a little bit soft. Still be totally edible for the birds and all the rest of it. Yeah, sunflower seeds. Seeds of sunflowers. Well, that leaves a big gap there now, doesn't it? Look, there's only a couple left, only the ones that were still looking nice. So take a look at this then guys, my garlic has already started to sprout up. That's only been in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, hasn't it? Some of these shoots are just coming up, a couple of inches tall. So that's a good thing anyway. We at least know that they were all, you know, decent and that they're all going to grow and that we're going to get some garlic. Look, that one just bursting out of the soil there. Oh, nice to see a bit of life on the plot at this time of year. Actually, everything else is coming to an end and they're just starting out. Oh, little babies. These are the broad bean plants that I put in. Nothing yet out of these guys, not that I can see anyway, so We'll give them a little bit more time. They're just sitting there under their pop bottle cloches. Runner beans are still kind of producing, but just coming to the end of things now. As you can see, we've still got some green pods here. Probably not going to bother with those ones, they'll be a bit tough and a bit stringy. Obviously, if you want to save any of your runner bean seeds for next year, you don't want that big green one. You want them to go nice and brown like this and crispy. So in there, your seeds will be immature. So if you try saving them, they won't actually come to anything next year. As you can see, maybe tiny little baby seed. But in these dry pods where they've had time to mature, look! I wasn't expecting a white one there, let's try that again. In these lovely brown pods here, they are nice and mature. Let's have a look. Look, beautiful. I'm not having much joy here. I'm trying to show you a blooming runner bean. Here, have a look at it in the pod. There we go, pink and speckledy. That one fell. The white ones are fine as well. They were a different variety. I think they were called White Emperor, something like that. So there we go. So leave them on the plants like that. Even if you try and gather them in green and leave them to dry out, they won't have matured as much. So leave them on the plant till they look like that. Don't try and pick them and dry them, because you know you're not going to get anywhere. They're just immature. So yeah, I'm going to go through these now. I'm going to pick off the nice mature ones. I'm going to see if we can't save some lovely runners. Boom. Here we go, there's another one, look. You can see dry and crispy. And the lovely mature beans in there. Beans. I meant beans. There we go, lovely. I'm going to have to go and pick all them up now, aren't I? Right, you saw me sowing some seeds a week or so ago, just to get some things growing away in the winter time. Now we've got here our mixed oriental leaves and our winter Imperial lettuce. As you can see, they're all sprouting up lovely, so they're definitely heading in the right direction. Just here in the greenhouse at the minute with them, still sitting in their little trays, and I've got this additional cover to go over the top as well. That's just keeping them looking nice. What else have we got? Let's have a little look. Right, the spring onions, I've not seen any life out of them yet, but the spinach, that's all come up. Absolutely beautiful. You can see my little spinachy plants there. Lovely. I say lovely and beautiful quite a lot, don't I? I noticed that when I was editing the other week. But yeah, they're away as well, so we've got some spinach to go. Dooby-dooby-doo. Awesome, wonderful, lovely, gorgeous. Also, I've got the Rocket and the Amazon F1 Spinach as well. These guys are going for it as well. Not massive amounts of light at this time of year, so a little bit leggy, but certainly they'll get away now because they are outdoors, and you know they'll just grow away and give us some lovely leaves. So that's them. Beautiful, beautiful. And finally, let me just adjust myself. I don't mean that way, I mean directionally. Check for... yeah, probably get a big spider one up my arm. Right, and then we've got these guys here. These are the regular peas, sweet peas and cauliflowers all the year round. Now I've not got any life out of my cauliflowers at the minute. Kelvin and Wonder peas are coming up. You see all that moss growing at the top of the pot? Let me pull that out for you. Yeah, do you see that? It's just a sign of the time of year really. It's cool, it's damp. That's not going to cause a huge amount of problem. Obviously, as you can see, it comes off quite easily. It's just all the organic material in the compost, just rotting down with the fungus. As it can be a sign that things are a bit too damp, so you know I'll make sure I don't water them until it dries off a bit. But look, if you can see, we have life. Hey guys, now last year I tried growing teasel, which is, well, this is the remnants of it now. It's like a wildflower. Some people see it as a bit of a pest, but I bought it in to help the bees and the birds out. It grew really well, and now I'm left with these sort of spiky stems with the little pom-poms on top. Now I've been looking at these in me out of my shed window, sort of thinking it's time to get rid of the plants now, but I'm also thinking surely I can do something with the heads on these. Now I'm not much of a flower arranger, I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to give it a little go. I might just make them into a bunch or something like that, just as a little display. But you know, I just thought it's got to be worth a go, hasn't it? Surely I've seen them on eBay for like, you get a handful for about a tenner, but you know, we'll see what happens. Allotment garden, flower arranging. Now, I've actually started to pull a few actually, which is this little bunch here. But I don't really know really. I've got a wreath sort of bunch sort of display idea going on in my head. I don't know. But all I'm going to do is just snap the heads off, because they come off fairly easily, and then just try and sort of bunch them together. Interesting, is it? Kind of. You don't want to get too close to them, and you definitely want gloves on, but we'll give it a go. Not too sure. What do we think? Whoa! Not too much now. So I've just tied them up, put a bit of string around them. I think they look quite cute, don't they? Would you accept that as a bunch? Here you go, my darling, I've got you some pricklies. I think at the very, very least... Here, let's swing you around. Woo-hoo. I think at the very least that would be a lovely addition to a bug hotel, something like that, wouldn't it? Tie that to a fence. I'm sure that'll make a little home for, you know, some little critters. Plus, I think it looks kind of nice as well. You know what I mean? Rather than just chucking them away. Look at that. No, I think that's quite nice. I'm glad I did that. Be a good back scratcher as well, wouldn't it? Woo. Right, find somewhere to stick them. No silly answers. Here we go. I've even made a second one. Look. Call me whatever you want, but I think they're really pretty. That's just some teasel heads, just been like arranged, tied off, and then trimmed off at the bottom. Yeah. Just have a bit of a tidy up now in my little third greenhouse. Just thinking this week about what got me into gardening in the first place, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. I know as a kid I dug up the back of my parents' garden and I grew a load of things in there. Just your standard stuff, you know, your potatoes, carrots, that sort of thing. I think it all went pretty well from what I can remember, because I was probably about 11 or 12. I remember I got a photo of myself holding this massive marrow, so obviously they did quite well. I can't remember any part of my family particularly being... I've heard that my granddad used to do a bit of gardening and a bit of growing, but I don't particularly think that I remember gardening with him, so I don't know where my green fingers sort of came from. If it's just something that I've picked up by myself over time. But no, I was just wondering, well, you guys, where did you get your inspiration from? You know, was it watching TV, Percy Thrower and all them other guys, Jeff Hamilton? You know, or was it more of a family thing? You know, were you going down to an allotment with your granddad as a kid? Just be interesting to sort of find out what gets people into gardening, and specifically sort of vegetable gardening, which is arguably the less glamorous side of it, because you don't get to sit in a nice, you know, patio and sort of sip Prosecco of an evening. You probably can sip Prosecco of an evening on an allotment, but you know, it's a bit more dirty fingers sort of job, isn't it? So yeah, just let me know. That might be quite interesting actually, just to see where you guys have got all your gardening inspiration from. Oh, wish I could find some now, clearing out this lot. I'm going to crack on anyway. As I start to clear out my greenhouses, I'm going to start to generate a lot of these pots of spent compost. Now, there's no need to throw this away or waste it. Yes, it has been depleted. Yes, it is full of roots. The nutrient level ain't going to be that good, but it's still good organic matter. So a couple of options. Number one, you can either put it on your compost, or number two, stick it straight on your beds as a mulch, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Any roots that are in there will get broken down. So it'll give your soil some lovely structure as well, help it hold on to moisture and any more nutrients that you want to put in there. I'll probably sprinkle a bit of bloodfish and bone on in the new season. I'm trying to get hold of some manure, to be fair with you, but I'm not having much luck. We'll see what the next couple of weeks brings. Look at that, from my old wasted pots. That bed looks absolutely lovely. Well, bits of it do. I've got this parsnip here. Do you see this parsnip? I didn't even realise it was there. I cleared away all my sunflowers and he appeared out of nowhere. Shall we have a look at him? It's about parsnippy time, isn't it? Oh, he's a girthy old beast. Look at that. Like I say, it's sort of seeded itself, I think. So, give it the old push and pull, shall we? What do we reckon? Nice long straight parsnip or nasty leggy alien looking thing? My money's on the alien. Let's have a look. Oh, takes a bit of pulling. Wow, look at that. Big knobbly woody old parsnip growing there. Still, we like it. Well, the number of bees is greatly reduced at the minute. I'm sure everybody's seen that. Just general insect life is on the decline, but you know, the little bees are still out. Here's one here enjoying my borage. I've left this here especially for them. Obviously as food gets scarce towards this time of year, anything that you can leave them obviously help to keep the hive nice and strong for another season. So he's merrily working away. I've got this lovely thyme bush here growing away. I grew that from seed last year actually, and there's been no stopping it since. One thing I did not realise about thyme though is this. Do you see how much it spreads and how invasive it's got? Yeah, it's absolutely everywhere. I've been pulling it out of this bed on this side and it's spreading all over. So I've got a lot of these little thyme plants come up. I'm not going to waste them though. I'm going to pot them up and I'll stick them in our little community area. And if anybody else wants some invasive thyme as well, they can have it for their herb gardens. So let's get some of this potted up. Right, let's see if this works. I'm sure it will do. I don't see why not. But there's a little thyme. Put some in a little pot. I'll probably do half a dozen of these or so. There we go, I can share that with the rest of the community and the rest of them will just get dug up, I think. And along the same lines actually, in amongst all of these grass peelings, there's some of this stuff that's self-seeded as well. This is chives. So we're going to try and get some of them into some pots as well, see if we can't give them away and spread the love. See if I can get them out without destroying them. And how deeply they're rooted. Oh, more blooming root out of the pot than in that one. What do we think? That's not bad, is it? Somebody gets it in the ground quick enough? Yeah, we'll have a go. Well, the wind's driven me back indoors again. It's very hit and miss at the minute, which is fine because I've got somewhere nice to shelter. Ish. So yeah, what I thought, I've been thinking with my brains, and this guy is the elephant garlic. It's not the biggest elephant garlic in the world, but this is the one that I picked. It was a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it? If you remember, I actually forgot about it and found it hiding amongst me first year hollyhocks. So I've dug this up. It's been sitting in my shed ever since. I'm just going to see now because it was growing so late in the year, if I've actually got anything that I can harvest and reuse, because I don't know if it will have split up into bulbs, or if I've just got one big bulb, split into cloves, or if I've, you know what I mean, clovey bulbness. That is mineral water. I've just spotted that in the background, don't worry about that. Definitely the purest glacial water. Right, so let's crack into this little bad boy and have a look. It might be absolutely useless. Then again, who knows, it might be beautiful. Bit damp inside, bit gooey. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. That looks like an elephant garlic thingy. A clove. To be honest with you, I've not actually even tasted this stuff yet, but what I was hoping to do is get enough off of this one to regrow it. I was hoping to have enough to eat as well, but this thing's quite small. I want to do it without damaging them, potentially. Potential damage avoidance. Yes. So, I have these couple of little cloves, and then all of that feels to me like one big chunk of elephant garlic. Let's see if we can or can't separate it without doing it in no. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, it's not had the cold weather to split it up at all. That. So I may regrow that, and I'll regrow that. I might even, I don't know if it's worth it, regrow that one. You can see the difference in size between that and a normal garlic. Well, you can't because I haven't got any comparison with me, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's a beast. We'll regrow him, see if he will split this year. If I put him in now, obviously October, see what he does. So that's elephant garlic. Corner of my shed, I've still got me shallots and Japanese onions and my other onion sets. These all need planting really. I've got to get them in while the soil's still warm and they can get the roots down for winter. Obviously not the big onions, they're just in there for storage because I'm going to eat them. If you plant a regular onion for the second year, it'll just go to flower or to seed. So yeah, that's my next job. I'll probably do that in my next video because I've run out of time today. And speaking of out of time, that's me done for the day. I'm going to nip off home. I'm going to try and mash all of this together into some sort of coherent video. So, you know, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Click the subscribe button if you want to see future updates, because I'm always doing videos and messing about and all the rest of it. So thank you very much for joining me. Take it easy and bye-bye.